My disappointment is temporary. My disappointment is temporary. My disappointment is temporary. Welcome to my world where all is well. I am the thinker who thinks the thoughts that create the things. I am also the proud queen chief of three kings. Today is Saturday, October 28th, 2023, and it's currently 1700 hours. My disappointment is temporary. You know what? Expectation is resentment waiting to happen. I hope for the best and prepare for the worst. And that's what I suggest for any of you to do. But once you start expecting things out of different situations, out of different people, expecting things out of churches, and that's where a lot of people get this church hurt from, it's because you have an expectation of something that you're going to resent later. I try my best not to go into any situation expecting something. I'm hoping for the best, but preparing for the worst. So either way, Frida gonna be all right. We gonna be all right. We gonna be all right. And you know, my disappointment is temporary, and knowing that, I give myself permission to be disappointed. Disappointment is a feeling. Every human has experienced disappointment. I have the right to experience and feel that disappointment. I will hold space for that disappointment. Now, I'm not gonna stay in disappointment, but I'm gonna allow my body, myself, my human experience to process this disappointment and do what I need to do to allow this disappointment to be temporary and realize what I may have done to cause this disappointment. And so I can realize that I'm not going to do the same thing again in order to get in this same type of disappointment again. Now, if I'm disappointed ever again, it better be a disappointment from something else. If I continue disappointed over the same thing over and over again, in my opinion, that's insanity. Frida, we don't live in insanity. We don't dwell in insanity. We don't do well in disappointment. So now that I know that I don't do well in disappointment, I now know that my disappointments are temporary. They have to be temporary because God wants what's best for me. God wants me to be the best version of myself that I can be. God wants me to be holy. Being holy means being the best version of myself that I can be. And I can't be that if I'm in disappointment. So the fact that I may be disappointed at times tells me that it's temporary. And I find faith and hope in knowing that any disappointment that I may be going through is temporary. There's no such thing as an internal disappointment. I will not experience disappointments for all of eternity. Different may disappoint me in different situations. Maybe I watch a movie and it was disappointing. I thought it would be better than it was. Maybe I ordered a meal and the meal was disappointing. I thought it would be better than it was. Those are temporary disappointments. Maybe I got into a relationship and thought it would be more healthier than it was. Of course, that can be disappointing. But I'm not going to just give my life over to these disappointments. That is not healthy for me. And that is not what God wants for me. So I need to realize that better is coming. Number one, all of my disappointments are temporary. Number two, better is coming. I have no doubt in my mind that better is coming. Better has to come. There is no other options. You know how I know that better has to come? Because my disappointments are temporary. Now that I know that they are temporary, there's no other option but better to come. Anything is better than disappointment. So I'm disappointed in this particular area, and as long as I don't continue now, I could tell you something. I used to go to this particular fast food restaurant, and every time I went, I was disappointed. The customer service awful and everything. Maybe they was having a bad day or my order would be wrong. It was always something until I realized, hey, Frida, we don't have to go there no more. That got rid of my temporary disappointment that I was causing myself. A lot of times we can cause ourselves disappointment. And nothing happened. I just stopped going. It's another restaurant somewhere else in a different location that treated the same restaurant, different location, treated me way better. Now, when I'm going through temporary disappointments, I have to figure out what caused this disappointment. Where is this disappointment? Where was I got disappointment? Don't go there no more. If going through drive-thrus give me disappointments, don't go through that drive-thru no more. What was the disappointment? The food was cold. Okay, we're not going to get that no more. Who disappointed me? If someone disappointed me, then I'm not going to depend on them to do something for me again. It reminds me, I love my little bit sister. My little bit sister hired someone to do something for her. The first time she hired this person to do it, she gave this person all the money in advance. The person called her the day before and said she just wasn't able to do it because she didn't have the time to do it. Didn't give my sister a refund or anything like that. Next year comes, she tells me, hey, I'm going to hire this person to help me do this particular thing. And I looked at my little bit sister and said, why would you do that? You hired this person to do the same thing for you last year, and you paid this person. You did not receive the results that you paid this person to do. Why do it again? And she's like, oh, I'm going to give her another chance. She better. She done got herself together. Okay. She gave her another chance. Guess what? She failed to deliver again. True story. My sister's going to watch this. My little bit sister. She mostly watches all of my videos because she gives me critical feedback. Number one, she thinks I should wear makeup. So, number two, she thinks I should cut my hair. I'm woofing my hair so I can get my waves back. So, y'all that don't like my hair, God bless you. I'm good. So, I mean, I take her criticism. They're very good criticism, but right now that's not a space I'm in. Right now, I'm just trying to pump these videos out, and once I get the money to do better, I will do better. By the way, if you'd like to donate in order for me to be able to do the things and get the things I need to make my channel better, my Cash App is in the description. $ all is well 714. It's my Cash App. But the third time, I promise you, the next year, we do the same thing every year for this particular thing that we do for our church every year. Third year come around, and she mentions the same person name, and I said, you got to be kidding me. I said, I was trying my best to tell, do not do this. And for the first time, she listened to me and didn't do it. And she did everything else. And it came out way beautiful. Then she expected so many people. She got so much other business. This happened this year, recently, a few months ago. And because she did everything, and we, of course, we helped her. Me and my mom and Jabray, we all came in and helped her. And she did everything on her own. With one exception, she did pay for a balloon company. And this lady, she was great. She was wonderful. We got in there all together. And once the people came to see what my sister had to offer, they was all amazed. And her business has continued to grow out. After that, people are hiring her to do different things and to make different things. So once she got out of continually to disappoint herself over and year after year and finally listened to somebody that got some sense. See, some people think you ain't got no sense just because you have a mental diagnosis, but I got plenty of sense. Okay, so anyway, yeah, so I can't remember why I told y'all that story, but anyway, but I don't want to create my own disappointments. Make sure you're not creating your own also. I don't want to do things like, say for instance, and I've never smoked a day in my life, but say for instance, I started smoking cigarettes for whatever crazy reason, and then the doctor say, okay, you have lung cancer or something like that. I have caused my own disappointment. I actually met a lady before. Her sister passed away from lung cancer for smoking. Her and her sister smoked together. I know both of these individuals. Her sister passed away from lung cancer. And so I called to see how she was doing and everything. She said, I tried to tell my sister how to smoke. You have to smoke a particular way so you won't get lung cancer. True story. I said, well, I don't believe there's kind of way you can smoke anything that's not good for you and don't expect something good to happen to you. If you smoke anything with the Surgeon General's warning on it, that tells you, hey, this product may cause cancer. The best way to smoke a cigarette is not to smoke it at all. But this person told me I'll be all right. I know how to smoke it in a way where I won't get cancer. Now, this happened years ago. As I know, this person still smoking, does not have a cancer. So maybe she's found the way not to get it. God bless her. I wish her the best. I'm not saying smoking is right or wrong. That's between you and your God. But I'm just saying, don't be the cause of your own disappointments and heartbreak. Thank you so much for liking. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for turning on that notification bell. I love you. I appreciate you. And I thank God for you. All is well. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. May my whole life prove that God is good.